very sick, and was shivering. They took him to the infirmary. That's another name for a clinic right there inside the Nsawam prison. And then he told the doctor that he was diabetic.
On Monday, on the 20th of July, 2026, was when the news broke out that our very own Bernard Enkibo-Siako, aka Chairman Wontumi, has been sentenced to 20 years in prison with hard labor, ladies and gentlemen. Uncle Sawum Nonko Bojumadeng, under 20 years for Honum. Now, when this news came out, many were those who were in disbelief that, how come? How come? Because it almost became a norm that if you are found guilty of any crime in Ghana and you have the l'argent, you have money in your pocket, you can always pay for good lawyers to fight to the bottomless pit and make sure that you get either fine or, abscond the law. But for you to have a prison sentence in addition to the fine, because wasn't the prison built for the person who go steal yam? Wasn't the prison built for the person who go, break somebody in house, go steal TV and things? And then anything I see prison. Actually, I want to me money. I'm almost come. I'm go quiet now. And so because of that, even the 20 years prison sentence where they take give Chema to me, people figure say nah. Prison honum dan hwa they go find some chamber and hall give am for my Blakk and ask Nima see honum baby na kwasha honum say under honum under honum ya bon ho ban kakaka when no mpia bontin o de be so pia e betimi akoko e movement pia ma no e de me fefa kroma na jo bi na de all shop for the meantime. But ladies and gentlemen, as speak right now, Chairman Wontumi has been locked up at Nsawam prison where he is serving his sentence. Blakk Rasta have a sweet juice for us, and I would like you to stay tuned and watch this video to the very end. This is 22 Master. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and don't forget to put the bell on post notification. So according to Blakk Rasta, when Chairman Wontumi got to the prison yard, Metro Nsawam prison, he was taken straight to the diagnostic center. When you get to Nsawam, the diagnostic center almost feels like you've been taken to a 5-star hotel, because in there you have a ceiling fan. And also some flash screen be did the TV in your way, you go fit spy TV, then watch DSTV, then things, football now, boxing, wrestling now, but you'll be sharing the room with 50 other people. So for the very first time, a rich man who used to have a whole big house to himself is going to share a room with 50 others. Yes, I wonder. And I don't know. Okateneni, no ate. No ahwesa de achia no akata nani no ate no ahweso bi hwe na no akata nani no ate no ahweso bi di sika mba be wona no akata nani no ate so bi di pillow bi ebe na sa ko sisi ade chin na ko doctor house ka te doctor say or diabetes so na samuja no ho no be one day a obewu. According to Blakk Rasta,
and he was supposed to begin his sentence. He was in a gold outfit. My brother, my sister, when he was pushed into the prison car, he went in there, sat down quietly, and that was when reality stared him in the face and said, "Welcome to the world of realism." He was driven all the way to Nsawam. And when he landed right there at Nsawam, he looked around, pinched himself several times, and told himself that what? He couldn't believe this. A man who is used to luxury, a man who has seen money, a man who has stolen from the state, a man who has destroyed the flora and fauna of the state selfishly for his own comfort, right now had entered into the wide gates of Nsawam prison. My brother, my sister, when he walked in there, they moved him straight to his cell. He was not supposed to go there with any big bag. He was only going in there with a Ghana must go. That is what is allowed. And when he went in there, this was what happened exactly when he got in there. He arrived around 5:45 p.m., 5:45. And when the gates were opened, he walked in there. And other prisoners were already in the yard. They started mentioning his name. That was when he saw the other side of reality. Come here, watch this. Now, Chairman Wontumi having gone in there, they took him straight to what many people will call the VIP section. But the name is the diagnostic center. He went in there. Now, what is in there? is different from the rest of the cells. Here there is a fan, no air conditioning. But there is also a TV set connected to DSTV that you could watch Chelsea that you wanted to buy a few years back. You have the chance to watch animals in the wild like Pastor Mensa Otabil would. My brother, my sister, and his bed was a student-sized bed. The mattress was thin like this, as if 2 mosquitoes were going to sleep on that. With his heavy weight and huge body, oh my God. When he was pointed to the banged bed, that this was going to be his bed, he went on his knees immediately and started to pray. My brother, my sister, tears welled his eyes, and he could be heard by officers say, "Oh, Irade, if this is my new home, give me the strength to be able to stay here." And tears welled up his eyes. Water started to come down. Chairman Wontumi was visibly shattered beyond comparison. My brother, my sister, his Ghana must go was on one side of the thing. Now, this diagnostic center can take up to about 50 people. It's bank beds like student halls. He got in there and it went all the way to 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Everyone was going to bed. Chairman Wontumi couldn't sleep. He turned his body left and right. He got up and prayed all the way to about 10 p.m. He tried to go back to bed again. Sleep eluded him. My brother, my sister, he tried to look through the window, but he could only look into the yard. And he realized that the whole place was very quiet, except a few crickets that made a lot of noise around, coupled with the guttural voices, the basic voices of a few toads. Chairman Wontumi shed more tears. He couldn't sleep the whole night. He was coughing. Chairman Wontumi, my brother, my sister, saw reality. He prayed and prayed. But that was just the first day. He has 19 years more and 301 days to go, if he's to go by all 20 years. We know that it's not up to that when we are dealing with the prison system. Early this morning, and this is where the news is. Dash it away and come here. Now, Chairman Wontumi, early this morning, started to complain that he was ill, very sick, and was shivering. They took him to the infirmary. That's another name for a clinic right there inside the Nsawam prison. And then he told the doctor that he was diabetic. "I am sick. I swear, if you leave me here, I'll die." Chairman Wontumi says he's diabetic, and if he's left in there for another 1 week, he would die in there. So they moved him from the diagnostic center all the way into the infirmary. I am a man of those years. Let me take you through exactly what the diagnostic center is. And you get to know exactly what it is. Run the dossier and watch this. The Correctional Diagnostic Center at the Nsawam Medium Security Prison is a specialized assessment unit established with support from the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime to evaluate incoming inmates, individual risks, needs, and mental well-being. There is no official VIP section in the prison, but rather this diagnostic model drives individual classification and targeted rehabilitation. So when they take you there, they have to look at the risk. How many prisoners in here are already waiting for Wontumi to show him Pepe? They won't put you there, or else they will show you Pepe. Is he a risk? Is he going to be harmed? If they realize that you are that kind of high-profile criminal, then they put you in there, awaiting other instructions. Now, these are the core functions of the diagnostic center. Now, it evaluates the personal backgrounds, mental health, and specific antecedents of crimes for incoming prisoners. It replaces a one-size-fits-all security approach by designing customized treatment. My brother, my sister, vocational training regimes also infused into that. Now, it serves as the pilot classification framework integrated into programs like Together for Rehabilitation, now expanding to other Ghanaian prisons. My brother, my sister, now this was opened somewhere on April 19, 2024, with support from the Fair Justice Initiative and Blue Skies, which is right there inside Nsawam. They did the sword cutting, and that is what it is right now as we speak. So Chairman Wontumi was taken there. When you go in there, they evaluate you. What is your mental condition? There are some kind of conditions that would not warrant you to be with just everybody. Do you have a disability? It would be very unfortunate to add a disabled person or a person with physical conditions like that to be put in there. So Chairman Wontumi was put in there. Now he's in the infirmary where there are only 4 people right now as we speak. Chairman Wontumi got in there. So he's in the clinic. As we speak right now, he says he's diabetic. They are running tests on him. At the end of the day, they will find out if he's truly diabetic. If he is, my brother, my sister, they would find a way of dealing with the situation. Is Chairman Wontumi trying to find a way to run away from the prison and go and be in the hospital like all these dirty politicians do? My brother, my sister, once they get picked up, all their sicknesses come. But when they are busily stealing from the nation, no diabetes. My brother, my sister, we all remember Chachuchi Kata. We all remember Salome and many more who had more serious illnesses. Yet in the days, human rights did not work in this country. Chairman Wontumi, my brother, my sister, is at Nsawam. First day, 24 hours. Oh my God, he couldn't take it. In fact, he is now inside the infirmary. We have our lenses. We are watching. At the end of the day, my brother, my sister, let justice be served. There's a saying in Ghana that I love. They say, no mercy for the cripple, let alone the what? Alan is the Blakk Paul.
So before Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo became the president of Ghana in 2016, the law has said that if you are found guilty of any illegal activities involving galamsey, the maximum sentence the law can give you is 5 years with a fine, and the minimum sentence is 3 years with a fine as well. Now, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, looking at the way and manner illegal galamsey activities have destroyed our water bodies and also our forest reserve, he decided that 3 years wasn't enough. 5 years felt like some 5 days holidays at Instagram. He is not going to allow that to happen. He then amended the law, and then from the 3 years, he changed it to 15 years, and 5 years was changed to 25 years. Until Chairman Wontumi born here, 20 years, na 3 years be, or even 3 years. But Akufo-Addo was like, nah. So yes, sad na. In 24 na mo this time because I'm because 5 years there. Oh, I hear because prison time now. 5 years and 5 years. 5 years be 3.5 years be, and 3 years campo and 3 years. 3 years be 2 years ne some few months be. What I say. And pano say or years na. Oh, be ko twa ba sisia na fine na scanner can wa fa there be. Akufo-Addo and amended law ne kokodus and na me kan yo no.
Until Akufo-Addo came, Wontumi was simply going to get a maximum of 3 years. Another thing about this whole case that is interesting again is this law that has caught Wontumi was a law that Akufo-Addo and his government framed. They amended. Wontumi would not have gone in for 20 years. He would have possibly had 3 years imprisonment. Cool. Or possibly 2 years, because that would have been the maximum. But Akufo-Addo, when he came into power in 2017, said he was hanging his political career on the line to deal with illegal money. To show us that he meant business, he did one thing. He amended the law to make it stiff in terms of the penalty. So they introduced 15 to 20 years if you breach that law. So until Akufo-Addo came, Wontumi was simply going to get a maximum of 3 years. And then they changed it. And then they said, well, look, we are fighting galamsey. We don't want people involved. We want to make sure that when you feel you're going to go in for 25 years, it will deter you. So Wontumi is caught in the web of a law that was amended by a government that he himself, the party that formed a government that he was a part of, was the Ashanti regional chairman of, he wants to lead as a chairman.
The chairman Wontumi de akoko by the courtesy of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Who said galamsey say yensasi dodo. Galamsey say yensuo. So he decided to put his presidency on the line. Or charge pa at say, ekoko ba say on one kasa ne nkofo. And I'm heavily involved in these galamsey activities. obehu yes wontimi anka hwe because hwe mu here these individuals na amo involve amo ho in galamsey activities no amo na mo sponsor party no amo na mo finance party no tekufado echa mo kokotum sisi awe ya why na be topic up ama party no why na be twa delegate for ka why na be pay office why na e be sponsor party no say ba ne say entwe ye meboa but Ghana first ene mutumi dem akoko dem no nkofo bebre e de be ya addition de ladies and gentlemen 20 years enya de koto awo o hwemu ye be 15 years na de but obonya obekotwa ba ye chi ne kokoto yoku na oyare na ne ho mfa no na amode na to bebia ho no nye osabe play the same game so ha no ye be hwe de be okusi. This is 22 months about it. Then I like, peace out. Yeah,